Kyle is Famous by Szymanski. By John Szymanski. One of my really good friends is actually named Kyle, so I thought I'd give this a shot. Um, let's see what it's all about. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. Yes, everyone knows Kyle. Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Oh, I stay up late with Kyle. More. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Yep, that checks out. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. Oh, clever. She is kind and lovely. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. So we must be Kyle. Start preparations. Time until interview, 30 hours. Bed. Wither away. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. I think we should probably exit the bed. I don't think we want to wither away. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Want to open the closet, sit at our desk, scavenge, or exit bedroom to hallway. I'd either get dressed or go make breakfast, right? We're going to exit the bedroom to the hallway. We're going to go make breakfast. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. We'll stay in our PJs for a bit. It's fine. We can check the locked door. Ooh. Move to the kitchen, leave the apartment, or return to the bedroom. Wait, so does every action take an hour? Takes me 3 hours to get to the kitchen. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Check pantry, open the fridge, or go back to the hallway. I usually get breakfast out of the fridge. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat. Eat crust on fridge wall? Ugh. Prepare breakfast. Eat the fridge. Eat the fridge. Eat condiments. Wow. God. I know that I always like to eat the fridge. Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. In one slow... Oh! Oh! That noise! In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. Oh man, we got a little thing at the top. So we've failed breakfast. Sweet. Back to the kitchen. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Oh, check pantry. This seems to be the correct response. Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole. Well, gee. Return to hallway. Kyle walked into the small hallway. Yeah, okay. Let's leave the apartment. We don't need to get dressed. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. We can visit our downstairs neighbor, visit the tech store, or return to our apartment. Let's check out the neighbor. No. Yeah, we did eat our fridge. Let's go visit the neighbor. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Greet and start conversation. Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Oh, ask Gabby about Gabby. Ask Gabby about Rachel. Uh, hmm, we're gonna ask about Rachel. Gabby, Kyle asked, what are your true thoughts about Rachel May? Right, Rachel, how could I forget? Rachel May. Oh, Rachel, Gabby said. She's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad. Gabby trailed off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned around and left. Head back to the street. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Let's go to the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean, white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing lights. Ask attendant for free samples or steal Techno Jim. We're gonna steal Techno Jim. Quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to pull upwards forcefully. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring, bewildered, and ran outside. Okay, we're back in the street. Let's go back in the apartment. 2 hours left till the interview. Let's check the locked door. Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. Right before our interview, 1 hour before our interview, we're going to force the door open with our forehead. Kyle decided it would be best to try to force the door open with the use of his face. Oh, no. I don't know what this means. We missed breakfast. We have cardboard Techno Gym. And we're brain dead. I think that's what that means. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day. Oh, I knew it. Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was left all alone. No! Kyle prepared by being a nudist. Wait, so we got... Okay, endings unlocked 1 of 21. I don't know if that means we got one of the first ending of 21, or we've only unlocked one of the 21 full endings. That was pretty short, but that was hilarious. I'm gonna try again. Reset. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered away successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle... What? Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. No! We'll get out of bed anyway, as a ghost. Oh, we're a ghost! Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Wow, we're a ghost. Let's get dressed. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Let's choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important his appearance is, despite being a ghost. Jeans and swimming goggles? Skunk pasties. What are skunk pasties? Slick suit or suit of armor. You know what? We're gonna go with those ghostly skunk pasties. I'll say that every day. Kyle chose the pasties made out of mashed skunk flesh. What? What? more. Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. Ugh. Well, I suppose we're a ghost, so it doesn't really matter. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Now that we're dressed, let's scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs or gossip. You know what? We're a ghost. We need that ghostly gossip. We need gossip.
What are you so happy
Oh.
about?
Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more. Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. Hello? There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment.
Yeah, that's quite enough for that one.
Kyle returned to the center bedroom. We scavenged, we've got our clothes, we've got our gossip, we got our skunk suit. Let's sit at our desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. We can check in the desk drawer or we can write notes for the interview. You know what? I think we need some ghostly notes. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother mother? Am I a mother? What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed, or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Kyle wrote down his question. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy. No, that's awful. Do you ever smile? Let's be really rude. Last question. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Alright, look, what's in the desk drawer? Kyle opened up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. A small key, assorted change. Let's get the money. Back to our desk. We'll go back to the room. Let's go to the hallway. Oh, I don't think we have time. I was gonna go to the convenience store. Let's get breakfast. Open the fridge. And you know what? We're just gonna eat the crust on the fridge wall. We didn't try that the first time. Kyle started scraping the streaks of crud and spots of black mold off the walls of his fridge. After balling up the filth from the sides of the fridge, Kyle bit into the crusty, moist ball. Okay, Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Excuse me? So what? We're not a ghost anymore. Okay, no more ghostliness. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said to him. She said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. Scream and spin in circles, answer politely. Gosh, they really give you some good options. You know, whenever I first meet someone, I like to scream and spin in circles. It just really helps. But, you know what? This is a special occasion. We should answer nicely. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. Exchange handshake. After other mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. I think it's fair to note at this point that she has not realized that I'm wearing a literal skunk suit to this interview. Oh, a moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Gossip about neighbor. Start broadcast. Let's get into the broadcast. I want the broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Introduce Rachel. Kyle vomited all the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Good choice, Rachel. Good choice. You know that here at Stay Up Late with Kyle, we like to vomit at the beginning of every show. She's smart. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. Oh boy. Man, I chose some great notes. I think we lead really heavy. Are you guilty? Scream at her. Are you guilty? Rachel, are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled disingenuously. Guilty, spat Kyle, of your crimes. Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. Oh God. Kyle asked another question. Let's follow. Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Hey Rachel, ever eaten a raw egg whole? Asked Kyle. Like shell and all? Asked Rachel. Kyle continued. I have, like a lot. It's really bad though, so sometimes I spit it back up. See? Hence the vomiting at the beginning of the show. See? It's just all part of the game. There was silence. I don't know why there'd be silence. It's perfectly normal for my show. But actually, it gets easier the more you do it, continued Kyle, without losing momentum. So don't start, I say. Rachel chose not to answer and look in another direction. Kyle asked another question. See, now she's all like frantic about it. Do you ever smile? Like seriously. Kyle spat his question out viciously. Rachel stopped smiling. Oh, so she was smiling. Ooh. If you're going to be on the show, you need to smile, okay? Kyle said, not smiling. Oh, none of this makes sense. You're here to get views, and you'll get more views if you smile. Here, I'll show you how. Kyle turned to the camera and gave the audience a huge, teeth-clenched, bug-eyed grimace. Rachel nodded, and obviously wanted to move on. Kyle asked another question. Rachel, am I a mother? Kyle looked at her very seriously. Rachel was visibly very unsure of how to respond. Well, Kyle, I think you might be a better source of answering that question than I am. But do you think I'm a mother? Asked Kyle, pushing further. Rachel paused for a second before answering. I think you inspire youth to pursue STEM fields, she answered. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, I think that's all that I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. What on earth are you wearing? Are they made of skunks? Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home, knowing the interview had gone well. Oh, yes it had. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Kyle prepared very well. All right, very good interview, Rachel May. Very good, very good. Very good, very good. Very good interview. Okay, well, that was fun. There's 21 endings. This game is completely free to play on Steam if you want to download it and give it a try. It's very wacky, made with probably a good bit of love. I could see this being like a cool like school project or like a 24-hour game marathon game. It's clever. There's some funny humor in writing. You can really go crazy with it in this sort of scenario. You can kind of do whatever you want. And with that, I'm Yukon Hero. Till next time. Bye-bye.